This video is a cry for help. Umamusume Pretty Derby is a, software developed by the eccentric businessman at Games. This game was created for the sole purpose of driving me and those around me clinically insane, giving me an addiction so bad that I needed horse girl rehab. In this game, you play as John Horsecock. Your job is to train, stim, and race horse girls that are somehow based off actual real-life horses in Japan. All for the express purpose of creating a stable of fentanyl-laced track stars that would make a race car weep. Join me as I experience immense pain, suffering, seizure-induced headaches, chronic online bullying, and most importantly, horse-maxing. Today I will teach you as much as I know about this game, but from one brain cell to another. It's not a lot. I cannot believe I'm playing this game unironically. You know, I started playing this game as a joke, right? A bit. I mean, like, my name in this game is literally John Horsecock. How are you supposed to take anything I say seriously? So I'm going to try to explain how this game works, and we're gonna start with the game's most basic mechanics. First off, I have no clue why they call this an event, when it is quite literally the primary game mode in which you play the crux of this game's content. Within Career Event, you must pick an Uma of choice to commit to a roguelike gambling simulation, featuring questionable amounts of dialogue and unskippable brain rot. What an honest little cupcake you are. I'm fucking with you, it's all skippable. I really want to know who actually has gone out of their way to read all this shit. Let's just be completely honest with ourselves. Do you want to read dialogue in the funny horse game? Because I know I don't. However, if you do choose to read some of this dialogue, you'll find out that the people who wrote it might be, a little eccentric.
What? Goo-goo babies?
A majority of your time spent in Career Event will be comprised of training your Uma, racing them, and most importantly, severely injuring them by failing training events with impossibly high odds. I love gambling. Your outcomes in Career Event will depend predominantly through your choices and your choices alone. This can be anything between choosing veteran Umamusume to train the Uma you're training, I know that sounds confusing, and choosing what support card you should lace your horse with. If you make intelligent decisions, you get rewarded with favorable returns. But trust me when I say, when it seems too good to be true, it most definitely is. Every single thing you do in this game has a percentage chance of failing. This means your training can fail, your racing can fail, your random events can fail. And if your Uma fails too much, there's nothing you can do about it. You'll just have to take her out to the glue factory, I guess. Old shit.
Please just fucking stop.
By the way, did you guys know that this game has an anime? Whoa, no, hold on. It gets worse, I promise. Did you guys know that this game has an anime with 5 seasons, 1 OVA, and a whole goddamn movie? You know, when I first saw this meme, I did not connect the dots. Not until I saw this character. And when I realized what I had stumbled on, I had no clue just how deep the rabbit hole went. You're probably wondering, by the way, how much of this did I watch? If you guessed almost all of it, you would be correct. I watched seasons 1, 2, and 3 along with the OVA, and I'm currently watching the 2nd season of Cinderella Grey because it is currently airing right now. How were they, might you ask? All 3 seasons suffer the exact same issues. You are introduced to a cast of characters, like maybe 50 characters or so, right? And you have the mispleasure of spending the entire season watching at least 2 of them interact with each other. Every single season suffers from this issue. A majority of the conflicts in these seasons revolve around the Umas getting injured and not being able to run. That's the case in point of almost every conflict in these seasons. I know it sounds like bullshit, but I promise you it happens at least 5 times between both seasons 1 and 2. None of the characters have any meaningful or interesting conflicts with each other. They always act the exact same way towards each other, and there is never any interesting or nuanced drama between them of any sort. To give you a pretty decent example, there's an entire episode where Special Week does nothing but think about Silence Suzuka. It gets so bad that she loses a race because all she can do is think about Silence Suzuka. This is pretty much the standard for the writing of most of the subplots, and it's pretty abysmal. And the weirdest part about that is that all of these characters represent national racehorses. They should at the very least resent or have some sort of dramatic rivalry towards each other with high stakes, but they don't, and I don't know why. I am now going to enact to you drama between 2 horse girls. Are you ready? Hey, I'm going to win this race, but I wish you the best of luck. Okay, I'm also going to win this race, and you're gonna lose this race, but I also wish you the very best of luck. In the anime's defense, a lot of the events that transpire in the anime also happen to be references to horse races that happened in Japan. I think that's pretty cool. I guess a good example of this is Silence Suzuka's noteworthy injury during his career. An injury so bad, mind you, that he had to be put down because to live would have been to suffer for him. Unfortunately, in 2025, PETA decided to make a mockery of his death by gore posting on X for some fucking reason. I don't know why. If Cygames is the nail in the coffin for PETA, I couldn't be happier. Anyways, seeing these events unfold within the anime and being able to reference back to them, that's a really cool form of storytelling. Even then, I didn't really understand most of the references, therefore I probably wasn't going to connect with the anime that deeply. Therefore, anime bad. Tough shit, I guess. Okay. I know that was bad, and you're probably drafting up a drone strike in the comments right now, but I need you to hear me out. There's an outlier here. Cinderella Grey is unironically the best anime I think I've watched in 2025. I know this sounds like an insane, almost infathomably crazy take, but I promise this anime took every problem I had with the first 3 seasons and broke their fucking ankles. You get a view of Umamusume's lore from the bottom up. The main character is just some random horse on the countryside, an actual underdog character who wasn't immediately born to fame, family name, or randomly entered into the nationals because of plot armor. Oguri Cat starts in bumfuck nowhere Kasamatsu and works her way into getting scouted in the Tracing Academy, which is basically the major leagues of horse racing. Right off the bat, you can tell the vibes are different. You're introduced to a cast of characters with their own goals. Everyone feels like they have feelings, motives, drive, and a reason to be there. They aren't just rocks with tits and no personality. Every horse on the track looks like they want each other fucking dead, and they hold actual resentment towards each other in the form of face-to-face shit-talking. As a result, the anime immediately garners stakes, as you learn why these characters are shit-talking each other. The writing actually feels sequential and perfectly paced, and it all culminates into some of the nicest animation the series has to show off. Disregarding the movie, that animation was fucking crazy. If you're gonna start the anime, start it here. So at this point in the video, I'm like 2 months into working on this, right? The horse girls, the game, the anime, fuck man, I'm chilling in a VC with my homies. Someone says the word horse around me, and my monkey brain just goes, huh? Horse girls? What? I can't escape. I can't fucking get away. They are invading every part of my life. They show up in 3/4 of my shorts feed, dude. I'm going fucking insane. I need it to end, bro. Please just let it end. It's taking over my life. I don't want to do this anymore. I have one question for this community. Just one. Why are there so many memes? And why does everyone have a fetish for armpits in this community? I didn't even have to look for these. They just showed up in my feed, dude. Now that I've told you how to play the game, it's time to go into depth about how these mechanics engage with each other on a microscopical level. When I mentioned to you earlier that your entire career event lives and dies by RNG, I was not joking. There will be a point in your career as a trainer where you will be less worried about failing a career event and more worried that your horse attains a 3-star speed start. Fuck. 3-star speed spark. That's the reality of the horse maxing we're doing here. And it gets fucking complicated really quick, I promise. By the way, did you know that the word horse maxing has been banned by Cygames? Sorry, I just thought that was really funny. If you want to get an A rank for a horse, you'll be consulting the wiki for basically everything. Support cards, random events, support card events, and most importantly, support card stats are going to be your bread and fucking butter for most of your A rank events. Do you like having friends? Well, apparently having friends gives Sirius Symboli a 22% training buff. Every card does this. It will specialize in giving your Uma statistical buffs and training. But again, the chance of it proccing is all based on RNG. Sometimes having duplicates of a support card deadass just makes the support card better, even if it's not SSR. I'm at the point now in the game where I'm rolling consistently for these support cards because the stats from these trainees alone are not worth bothering for. So the game has turned from being a funny little game where I race horse girls to a min-maxing gacha hell. It's everything about gacha games I dislike, because your progression at this point is tied to money. And I think that concept makes this a perfect segue into the conclusion of how I feel about this game. The experience I got from working with all the RNG and numbers, it is really fun. I love that part of the game. But as soon as you get bottlenecked by needing to pay real money for progression, it throws me back into the real world. You know, I realized I haven't been playing this game this whole time. The game has just been playing me. The reason why I liked Final Fantasy XIV so much is because while you paid monthly to play it, you didn't get arbitrarily held back because you needed to sink hours or money into something to just have it. The game respected your time and always gave you a personal reason to come back and enjoy it some more. I felt that way about Umamusume. I felt like I was having fun, but it didn't last forever. I hate to be petty. This video wasn't supposed to turn into a smear piece, but at the end of the day, all I really did was find a game that drove me insane. Congratulations to this game for winning Game of the Year, and I wish it the best. But I think this is where me and the game part ways. Thanks for watching.